Welcome. Can you hear me okay now? No response. Should I hear them?
I can hear you. You're fine.
Is that you, Crystal?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, she can hear me. No problem. All right. Well, I apologize for the technical issues here, but it looks like we're underway. Thank you all for joining me today. My name is Joni Nygaard. I'm actually a vice president here at the Attainment Company, and I'm a speech and language therapist specializing in assistive technology and augmentative alternative communication. And I'm here also with my colleague, John Carbo, who is our app specialist. And we're going to try to run you through a few attainment products that you might be interested in or already know a little bit about. And if there are any questions, Crystal, how best to take questions?
Just let me know and I can unmute.
Okay.
Unmute themselves.
Okay. So I guess we'll maybe feel free to jump in if you have a question as we go through. I'm happy to keep this relatively informal because I want to make sure and meet your needs at the AT3 centers. And we've been around in the field for a long time creating communication products. And you may be most familiar with our powerful portable GoTalks. The GoTalks come in many different versions. We have a GoTalk One, a single message device that are much lower cost. Those actually sell for like $12 off the shelf, single message recording, all the way up to like a GoTalk 32 Plus, which has the 32 messages and the 5 levels. You see on each of our GoTalks that we have 5 different levels and volume control. We also have level lock and record lock features. So there's a lot of unique features that can help folks get started with augmentative communication. As you can see here, it just highlights a few of the features. So when you're, if I understood correctly, when I was asked to do this, you kind of wanted to know how this GoTalk fits into the rest of the augmentative communication devices or how it compares. I would say that the GoTalk is one of the best sound quality, easy to use, low tech tools. A very unique feature of all of our GoTalks is that we actually, I didn't put it, but actually provide all the instructions that you need if you just flip your GoTalks over. So all of the instructions, all of these things that tell you how to get to your 5 levels for different access, the volume controls, the level and record locks, how to undo those are all right on the back of the GoTalk. So that makes it a unique tool because if it's separated from its user guide, you don't need a user guide because you can just flip it over and see how to program and how to quickly access different features on the GoTalk itself. The GoTalks have been in the field for quite some time. They are used, I'm going to try to share a few ideas for specific populations. Obviously, because of the grid that's created within the GoTalk, you have the ability to actually use objects if you want, or images. And they're often used for people with cortical visual impairment because you're able to use the board maker symbols that you see here that are designed for people with visual impairments. If you prefer an iPad touch, we also have the GoTalk Now, which is based on all of our GoTalks. So when you're in GoTalk Now, which we'll show you in a little while, you can see it up here on your screen. When you're in GoTalk Now, you can actually, make it be a GoTalk 2, or you could make it be the GoTalk 25. So it's modeled off of our current GoTalks. So there's a GoTalk 9 for you. You can see that grid in the small picture on your screen, and that's GoTalk Now. So essentially, if you wanted to use an iPad for people with visual impairments, we actually have the Tactile Talk Toolkit. This is a portable communication device designed with 25 pre-programmed pages and 5 additional pages that you can customize. As you see here, the image shown is of Charlotte's Web on the iPad. That's to remind me to say that of those 25 pages, 3 of them are an adapted story, in this case, Charlotte's Web, to help teach children with visual impairments literacy skills. The overlay that you see with big, little, short, long, those are some of the size concepts. Some of the other pages that are created within the Tactile Toolkit teach all of the concepts that an individual, a young learner, would need, who has visual impairment, would need before they're able to actually maybe move into Braille or continue their communication skills as they learn in and out, up and down, and different concepts that are critical for their literacy development. So the toolkit actually comes with those, what you can see is a clear plastic sheath overlay and the actual objects, or in some cases it's a embossed painted image that's on the overlays, and that's available as a on the iPad. Another tool that you may have in your loan programs might be our carry stand, which carries any of the GoTalk 4, 9, or 20 plus. It works much like a binder, and it easily opens. Oh, I do have a, hang on here, I'm just finding out that I do have a spotlight or a highlighter here that I might be able to use. There, now you can see, but so the GoTalk carry stand is another tool that's an accessory for our GoTalks. Our newest GoTalk, which you may or may not have seen yet, is called the new Light Touch. This is differentiated from our other GoTalks with a fingerprint on the front, as well as the light green color. The light green color just helps us, reminds us that it's a light touch. And when I go to tap an individual button, I might be able to just barely touch this and it'll say, "I'd like a snack, please." Or, "Please hand me a tissue." So again, it's differentiated from the other GoTalks. If you've been using the if you've been using one of these GoTalks, the 4 or the 9, in this case the 9, it takes a little more pressure to activate. So the primary difference between the GoTalk 9 Plus and the GoTalk 9 Plus Light Touch is simply the pressure needed to activate the GoTalk. So I'm going to see if this actually works. To now, under your camera on the small image, you'll be able to see the GoTalk 9 Plus. And I'm going to just show you on the back. There's your easy to use label directions. And we turn it on and all of the lights flip on. If I quickly flip it into record mode, the red light comes on for programming, and I can touch a message and say, "Yes, I like the light touch. Help, please. I got a late start and I feel like I have to go fast." I take it out of record mode, which really was just this record button back on the back side, and we've got our messages. "I like the light touch. Help, please. I got a late start and I feel like I have to go fast." So hopefully from that you can just see this is just a quick overlay made just with words, but I barely have to touch my finger. "Yes, I like the light touch. Help, please. So I got a late start and I feel like I can tap any other button and the GoTalk will stop speaking. So with that light touch, I'm able to utilize it with very young children or school-age children who might have SMA or some other form of severe arthritis or limited pressure, young teenagers with muscular dystrophy who may have the inability to apply much pressure when they're able to isolate a finger, would be able to use this particular tool. So with that said, that is like one of the fastest overviews I've done of GoTalks in a long time. I would just be curious if anybody has any questions at this point. How do I get rid of that? Okay. Any questions, Crystal?
I don't see any, but I have unmuted everyone. So if you want,
Okay. If you want to just jump in, if you have any questions about GoTalks.
Yes. What would
Okay.
the cost of the new light touch?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
The cost? How much?
Oh, GoTalk, how much does it cost?
Yes.
The new light touch is $299. So
Okay.
there's approximately $100 differential between the 9 Plus and the light touch.
Okay.
So the solid green GoTalks, sorry, this GoTalk is $199, and then the light touch becomes $299.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. And of course, that does vary. The GoTalks vary in price depending upon the number of messages available within them.
Thank you.
Any other questions on the GoTalks? One of the things that I wanted to make sure and mention, while I know that many of you at your AT3 centers actually offer loan programs, one of the things you might want to know when money becomes a little tight, or if you're unable to provide all of the GoTalks within your libraries, maybe you have a 4 or a 9, and you have a client who just really seems like they could use benefit from a GoTalk 20 plus or a GoTalk 32 plus, but you're not sure. You can actually use our GoTalk loan program to obtain a GoTalk for 30 days. And the only charge for that is the cost of shipping it back to us. So we offer a free loan program of the GoTalks to any family or therapist or AT professional as they're working with someone and they need to try out a GoTalk. So that may help out particularly maybe some of the smaller centers that are unable to have GoTalks on their shelves for people to try out. You'd actually be able to borrow one from the company for approximately 30 days and then just ship it back to us when you're done with that trial period. So that's a program that we don't necessarily advertise that, but we have offered it free of charge to customers of Attainment Company for years. The new addition to that is, as I mentioned, that Tactile Talk Toolkit. This is without the toolkit, it's just called the GoTalk Dynamic. And so we also sell the GoTalk Now with a symbol set inside this case, which is our Go Now case. And you can actually borrow that from our loan program. And that would be $100 we would ask for a $100 deposit on a credit card, and that would be fully credited back to the individual when they return the device. But because the loaner then involves the iPad, that's the only reason that there's a fee for that particular tool. Again, not necessarily something people commonly borrow because within our apps, we have free apps that you can download and try. So in many cases, if the individual already has an iPad, they may just download one of the GoTalk Now apps and use that as for their trial period. That's called the GoTalk Lite. GoTalk Now Lite in the App Store is how you'd get the app GoTalk Now on your iPad at no charge. It allows you to create 5 individual pages. And we'll try to do a little demo of the app itself here, but I'm going to kind of keep going with the hardware. Here's that easy to access label. I knew that was in this PowerPoint. And some additional ideas might be younger children might be learning community helpers, while some of the older students might actually be doing an English language arts activity. There's also additional ideas. You might be using a GoTalk in your workplace. Attainment is a company that walks the walk, and we employ people through supported employment. And if one of them needed access to some communications related to interacting with a supervisor or something, a GoTalk 9 Plus might be a great place to start to meet that need. And of course, a GoTalk could be used in a clinic or hospital setting. So there's lots of different opportunities for GoTalks, individuals with developmental disabilities, as well as those diagnosed with a stroke, are often common consumers of the GoTalks. All right. And as we think about GoTalks, we thought it was time to come out with some new products. So we have the new GoTalk Wear collection. And while it's not yet shipping, this will be the new GoTalk Wear. GoTalk Go is a wrist, it forms over your wrist. It has 3 messages and 3 levels and volume control. The GoTalk Select has 4 messages and 3 levels and can be worn as a clip on your pocket or your belt. It can be worn on a lanyard around your neck, or you could take the clip off and actually use it as a magnet on your filing cabinet. Or if you prefer, you can slide the GoTalk Select right into your pocket. The unique features on the GoTalk Wear that's quite different than GoTalks themselves, not only is the new look, but the sound quality is amazing. And I will do a little sample of that for you here in a second. They're very easy to program as well as easy to access. So again, if you look in your small display camera, there's the new GoTalk Go. And there's 2 buttons for volume on the side, and the other side has a red record button and a green level button. I believe this one is on. So,
hi, how are you?
All right. And we've purposefully made the record button a little tricky to push so that people on the go can't necessarily erase their own messages. But I've just touched that with a pen and I'm in record mode, I hope. Hang on. Oh, there's my red light to show record mode, just like the GoTalks. Thank you for letting me speak to each of you today about the Attainment Company. Take it out of record mode.
Thank you for letting me speak to each of you today about the Attainment Company.
And I don't know how you heard that without the microphone, but it felt like it was pretty loud in here. Were you able to hear that, Crystal?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that sound quality, I guess I'm not joking when I say it is terrific sound quality. I have not heard that kind of quality in our field ever. So I'm really excited about that. The other thing about the GoTalk Wear line is that it's rechargeable. So instead of running on open batteries, it is rechargeable. The GoTalk Go band, this is based on capacitive touch, which also means that my finger pad just barely has to tap the
Thank you for letting me speak to each.
space in order to activate my message. It's a very comfortable to wear wristband, and I think when people get a chance to try these, they're going to really be pleased with them. But we'll let you guys decide that. The great news is that we're going to be offering you folks a discount code, and you'll be able to buy any of the Attainment products that I'm showing today at a 25% off discount, whether you purchase 1 item or 10 items or 50 items. You'll be able to get 25% off any given AT product item with that code. We already talked a little bit about selecting the way that you carry that. Again, ideas in which you want to use the communication on the go. Maybe it's at recess when you're choosing a friend or an activity, or in the lunchroom for the first time. This has enough volume to really be heard if you're wearing the GoTalk Go in a lunchroom situation. Or the Select can be on the hallway. You might be able to quickly say hi to a friend. Quick access because it's right on your wrist. You can use it on the bus to talk to a friend or ask the bus driver how their day is going, or naturally in class to answer quick questions. Okay, we're going to also do a little demo of a couple of our of our newest app, actually, which is called Go Visual. And I'm going to play just a little clip here. Oh, wait, let me first ask, does anybody have any questions about the GoTalk Wear? Do you think you have some clients that might benefit from a wearable type device? I think I heard a yes. You know, it's definitely a certain kind of client. Maybe they're already using a different augmentative communication system and they just need something fast for on the go. So I think those wearables will come in handy for that purpose. As you folks know, not one AT device or one AAC tool is necessarily the be all end all device for everybody. I mean, we all use 2 or 3 or 4 forms of communication each and every day of different tools to get us through our day. So many of our clients need a couple of tools as well. This is a brief video clip of our newest app.
Happy birthday to you.
Cake. Do folks tend to use video modeling in your settings?
Happy.
Sorry. Have you all heard of video modeling? Yes. Where you take a video shot of somebody doing an activity and then they would help learn how to do that task, or they might be able to go through the steps of a certain event because they've seen a video model of them or someone else doing that event. Go Visual is the first app that allows you to do video modeling with hotspots. It's based off of the research at Penn State University. We'll see if this works. I think it might. I just wanted to share, and many of you are probably familiar with the Rehab Engineering Research Center on augmentative communication, but there are any number of articles here that help support the use of video modeling, visual attention on targets, use of VSDs, visual scene displays, as modes of communication. So there's a number of articles that you can reference here, effects of video, visual scene displays on communication during play. There's also studies being done with younger adults in the work setting. So I would suggest highly that you might visit the rerc-aac.psu.edu website, again, the Penn State website, for further information about visual scene display or video modeling. This app works on an iPhone or iPad. Scenes that are made on one can work seamlessly on the other. And my colleague John Carbo is going to demonstrate the just-in-time programming and how to quickly draw a hotspot. He's going to hook up his visual scene display, and I'm going to turn the mic over to him in just a second. You can create hotspots on a family picture. Other cool features he'll talk about, but the T2L is where you saw in the video how it popped up on the screen a single word. That feature alone is showing to have dramatic increase on literacy comprehension. So right there where you see the word birthday cake come up, every time that guy watches his video of his birthday, he's getting access to those words and it's improving his reading comprehension. You can engage in a step-by-step video scene, what to do next. You could tell us a family story about a family trip using video collage. All right, so now we're gonna see if we can we make that be the primary? Yep, sorry. We're gonna just swap screens here and I'm gonna give John the headset. So here's John.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is John, and I'm going to just kind of give you all a quick demo of this Go Visual app. What we're looking at on the screen right now is just kind of the main directory, but I will kind of hop in. Joni had just previously mentioned using the app for terms of video modeling. So this is some footage that we shot. You might have noticed when we first came on that there was a hotspot drawn around this broom. When I do this, that text comes up, that animated text pops on the screen, and then this video starts demonstrating the task that this individual would use as their support when they are at work. So using these real world examples has been shown to be very effective to help increase independence, so like people do not have to rely on their helpers quite as much. So I'm actually going to hop back out and head into, so this is Julian. We saw some pictures of him in Joni's slideshow. This video was shot on an iPhone, which is why it's in this kind of narrow orientation, but it is nice that you can just use the tools that you already have available, and then you can, it's very easy to add them right into the app. So we got a big old play button up in the top left. When I hit that, the video will start to play. When it gets to a place where I've already made a hotspot, the video will stop on its own and flash on the screen where that hotspot is. So if I tap on that, this is that literacy display where that word will pop up, that animated text combined with the real world example, again, very much helps kiddos learning those literacy skills. So if I hit the play button to continue the video, I can pause it whenever I like, when I find an opportunity that I want to communicate about. So I just hit that pause button up in the left corner, and now I can draw a hotspot by tapping the big plus up in the other corner of the screen. And then I can just use my finger and go ahead and draw right on this freeze frame. I can hit the check mark up in the corner. It'll give me a countdown to record. Cake. The app uses speech to text, and it was close, but so I thought I said, hey, I can always re-record that, or I can go in and change that text manually as well. But I'll just go ahead and hit that green check, and then there we go. I've got a new hotspot just kind of ready to go. And then one last thing that I will show you quick, like going into, like if I want to create a new scene display, it's really quite simple to get up and running. When I go to create a new document, it already prompts me, asking me, you know, what kind of scene do I want? Video, image. If I do a video scene, I can use the iPad's camera, or again, this app works on the iPhone as well. So I could just take a video right now, all within the app. I can grab something that I already have saved in my library. And this is a video of a gentleman playing some wine glasses, and I can trim it if I like by just sliding this little drag bar up at the top of the screen, although it's looking odd on your screen for some. I don't know if the video is hung for you as well. Just bear with me one moment, please. There we go. The old unplug it and plug it back in trick. So so now this video is right at Go Visual. Again, I can hit play. I can pause it whenever I like. I can draw hotspots. I can also have still images. I don't need to just use video as well. So I could add an image scene into this very document from my library. And here's a nice fish that I saw on vacation. So I could create a nice scene display that could have video and images that could be talking about the latest trip that I've been on. So I think that's kind of a quick little taste of Go Visual. There is a free version of the app available called the Go Visual Experience. Again, available on both iPad and iPhone. That when you download it, there are some sample documents included that kind of show the app. And then you can also create some hotspots and create a few visual scenes of your own. Are there any questions that I could answer about this before I pass back off to Joni? All righty. Thank you very much for your time. Here's Joni.
Thanks, John. That's quite a big fish you caught. Oh, maybe you didn't catch it, but we'll see how it goes. So Go Visual. So really what I guess one of my hopes for today would be that each of you on the line would download the Go Visual experience as well as the GoTalk Now Lite version if you don't already have those available to you in your centers, if you're using iPad related devices. All right. Can we get rid of this at all? All right, one last quick thing here. Perfect. Some additional assistive technology hardware that we have available that actually is a case for your iPads is the new tablet table. So this larger green form sits at a 22-degree angle on a table. It's intended to be used as sort of as a center for the iPad, and then you can pull out the lighter green case called the Grab and Go to be able to take it and move the iPad to a different location if the student or young person desires. The tablet table itself can improve access to the iPad, either for visual purposes or for physical challenges. It offers a solid state slant board as well. It's got that 22-degree angle, which is really ergonomically sound per all the OTs that were consulted in the development of that tool. Then there's a non-skid material on the bottom so that it doesn't readily move on tables. Easy access, so it can also, you can charge your unit. So you could just leave your iPad in this unit and recharge it. As well, there's some room for storage inside the tablet table. So you can kind of see here how it fits together for iPad Airs, the iPad Pro 9.7, as well as the iPad 2017 and 2018. And then again, you can transport it if needed with the built-in handle. So that's a new tool. It's actually available for $199 all inclusive, minus of course the iPad. But the Grab and Go case is a lightweight, it's more of a durable foam type equipment or type of material. Yes, if you want to, you can throw the Grab and Go case. Unless the iPad screen lands on a corner or a sharp object, your iPad itself will be fine. But as with any of the iPad cases that we have in the field for the most part, oftentimes that screen is just too fragile to be to take a really tough hit. For those who may or may not, I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with the GoTalk Now app. I just want to play a brief video again. How the GoTalk can work.
Do they need extra support or extra? Yeah.
All right. Oops. Are there some questions about the GoTalk? Oops. Sorry. Are there questions about the GoTalk tablet table?
Their wheelchair, and it's an Albany school system, so it's probably Doherty County, and I imagine Doherty County is not a local operative. You get accessories. From my.
There are questions. I'm happy to answer them when we're done with the videos.
I'm Peggy Smith, and I'm a special ed assistant at Bird School. This is my 14th year, my second year working with Kingston. Oh, he's a firecracker. He does have the ability to communicate with us in many different ways.
Kingston, are you thirsty?
From his simple yes-no card.
Yes or no? Yes, good job.
To his happy clapping, because he does have ideas and opinions that he needs to tell us. He's so smart. I know he can do a lot more than what we're trying to do now with them.
Yes or no?
Because I am old school. I am definitely an old school person.
Yes or no?
I'm Amy Nelson, and I'm a speech therapist. Oh, this one is fun. This is my third year working with Kingston. When we first started with the GoTalk app, We had two choices.
Book or song?
So exciting to see his growth in communication. You can embed videos into the buttons.
One of the really nice things we like about GoTalk Now, it's perfect to take a photograph of his different toys. We've added 3 and 4 choices.
I want the light spinner.
Thank you.
And this will really let him be able to tell us what toy he wants to play with, what he'd like next, what foods he'd like.
Because the iPad gives so many more abilities for him to communicate.
I want the pig bag.
Oh, okay, thanks for letting me know.
It's a great tool. GoTalk Now is so much more beneficial than the yes/no card.
I want the spray bottle.
It's just been so exciting to see his growth in communication.
I want bubbles.
Things Kingston's never been able to do before.
Oops. All right. So within GoTalk Now, that app has been out since about 2012, and we continue to try to update it and continue to go with the flow in the field as to what's needed next. In the field of speech and language, Dr. David Buchelman did some research related to visual scenes and what we call the hybrid visual scene page, which will allow you to communicate more in depth about a given scene, or you could navigate to related scenes. This is an example with circle time. The weather today is the whatever date. Let's read, or I have a question. In Dr. Buchelman's research, he did it with adults with who had strokes, and maybe one picture was a given cruise that they had been on, and then the 4 subsequent pictures were additional holiday trips or family events that they wanted to talk about. So again, whenever you're customizing someone's communication tool, you want to do that to meet their individual needs. So the hybrid visual scene is available in GoTalk Now. We also have several in-app purchases, and they range in price from $19.99 to $79.99. They have different page amounts, and I'm going to try to show you a few features of some of those, because as many of you may know, in-app purchases aren't something that are easy to see before you purchase. We have Patty King DeBond's AAC to Go, which is a program that she's developed, and you can see more about that on her creative communication website. But if you look in the small picture, you're able to see just a little sample of how that gets up and running in GoTalk Now. You've got easy to use lessons. We can go straight to the lessons, and Patty provides some explanation as to how you could teach this tool, or we can simply start and maybe go to School Talk.
I want to talk about something in school classroom talk. I did it.
And of course you could make it be so that it only comes up with,
I need some help.
oops,
This is easy.
I just about hit this is boring, but I would never do that while I'm speaking. So as you can see though, she has a lot of different pages, and you can navigate in a couple of different methods. There's the go back to where you just were. I have something to tell you. Then all of a sudden you can put your own messages in. So it's 276 pre-made pages. As you can see here, I'm just showing you a brief scrolling of the page titles. So there's a lot of pages there and a lot of meat to that in-app purchase in GoTalk Now. Another in-app purchase is Ready, Set, Communicate, designed by our colleague Celeste Helling at North Carolina's Assistive Technology program, which you may be familiar with Celeste. She created this in-app purchase. Whoops, let's see. Okay, when in this case, the app allows you to communicate with some categories down below: people, mealtime, toys and games, and a category page. but you can see there's a lot you can do with this app as well. Here's colors, schools, there's just all kinds. And you can see that there's, we're using the express bar in GoTalk now. Some folks choose to turn the express bar off, and that's easy enough to do within any app. You just go back and you go to the edit page and you turn the express page off. And then you have more like a typical GoTalk screen. There's also Participate Now, which is done by Jill Tallman and Associates out of Colorado. This particular tool is designed for kindergarten, say through 2nd grade, as a language page set. So some of you may be familiar like with Word Power by Nancy Inman and some of the other devices that are sold by PRC or Tobii Dynavox, some of the other companies that do AAC related tools. These in-app purchases available through the GoTalk Now store are Attainment's version of being able to customize your own GoTalk. If you need a particular symbol set, or if you want to purchase an in-app that's already pre-created communication pages. So in Participate Now, for example, these therapists went to the 1st grade teacher and said, what does this child need to do to be able to participate in your classroom? The teacher quickly said, well, it's difficult on a communication device to count by 10 quickly.
10, 20, 30, 40.
So quickly, they developed a system that allowed for the teacher to be able to
Listen to me count by tens to 100.
all right.
10, 80, 90, 100.
So you can see that the child has some control, some abilities to be able to participate quickly in class. Back, I just go back 1 page. So there's my other math related images. I can participate in lessons about same or different. I can go to position words. And then there I have some additional vocabulary. At any time, I can use the sidebar menus to talk, have questions, needs, or categories. So again, just a little feel for Participate Now. I'm going to run out of time, so I got to be careful here. We've already talked about the Tactile Talk Toolkit, and there's also the Talk All Day, which is nice for middle school, high school, or older students, designed by Yvonne Gillette. Again, it starts with a 4. If I pick community, suddenly I have pre-programmed messages I'm able to use out in my community. For example, that I want to go bowling.
Let's go bowling.
All right.
I want a strike.
Right? Who doesn't want that strike when they go bowling? So again, just a quick example there of our in-app purchases. All right. Sorry. All right. And I think we saw them all. The symbol sets I mentioned. Again, we're continuing to develop quality products here. We hope, I see that someone asked about ATIA, and we are going to be at ATIA. And in fact, if any of you or your colleagues at the ATC centers are going to be at ATIA, please stop by our booth to see an example of the latest new GoTalk Wow. I'm putting up a little image. It's our new app that will be premiered at ATIA on the Apple Watch, for those of you who are Apple consumers and really want a watch app. So when you come by for your demo, please be sure to let us know that you're with an ATC 3 center, and you'll be eligible for a free prize that will be given away to you for mentioning that you were you're with a center. So we have a small free gift that we'll give you folks who come that are from the centers. As well, we have, oops, I guess we'll just leave that one up. I thought I had my, sorry. So ultimately, we're going to provide you with a discount code. And Crystal, I should know this code off the top of my head, shouldn't I? I should have flashed it on the screen, but you will all receive an email with the code in it. And it is, oh, we're all having trouble remembering, but I'm going to read it to you one time. But it is good for 25% off any attainment product that you choose to purchase in the AT area. So that code will work on our website, or when you call in, you're welcome to tell our customer service representative the code, and they will provide you with an additional 25% discount on any particular product. So that's pretty exciting as we are looking forward to working with you folks. And the code is NAT3C. So if you use NAT3C from now until July 31st, 2019, you will receive a 25% discount on any product that you buy in from Attainment Company. This is a quick look at our new catalog cover, which has been designed by a person with a disability. And you'll see his artwork and be able to learn more about him throughout the catalog. As you can see, we have a ton of products, but you're going to want to particularly look under the products that are in our technology section and related to AT. If some of you are serving older adults, please feel free to give a call or an email to identify that you're interested in our person-centered resources, in which case not only does our assistive technology provide tools for older adults, but we also have Sharpen Your Senses cards and various products that will help meet the older adults' needs. And we also have a medical communication board that's pediatric based. I apologize, I thought that one was in my slideshow, but it's called Empower Communication Board. So for those of you coming by the ATIA booth, please feel free to take a look at that. Are there any questions, as I believe it's 2:59 p.m. And even with a late start, we're going to finish on time. Any additional questions?
I don't believe so.
Sounds like we answered them all. And I think that if you haven't already received an email with that code in it, that will be coming from Amy Goldman. I appreciate her asking us to speak today. And if you do have any questions, or if the 25% off doesn't seem appropriate for something that you're looking for, or you're looking for a product outside of AT to add to your loan libraries, please feel free to email me directly, Joni, Joni, at attainmentcompany.com, and I'd be happy to create a specialized quote for your center. Or if somehow you've come across a lot of money and you're wanting to order one of everything, you know, or two of everything, or 25 of something, please feel free to contact me for a specialized quote for your center. But,
Joni, I do
yep.
see one question. Someone asked who the contact would be to get the loans for the devices.
Well, fabulous to know that's also me, Joni at attainmentcompany.com, or Allie, A-L-I, at attainmentcompany.com. So Allie and I personally oversee the loan program here at Attainment Company. Great question. And again, remember, you can get an iPad on loan, but with GoTalk Now, but it does come with a $100 deposit just until you return it, and then that's fully credited. So we're trying to make it as simple as possible for people to get their hands on products. We hope that our wearables will be shipping by this summer. We apologize, there's been a few delays in getting these new tools out to you folks, and that's really been related to some of the research we've had to do related to the capacitive touch as well as to the rechargeable systems. And then you pair that with a little Chinese New Year here and there, and we're off and running. But we'll have everything in stock for sure late this spring. So if there's any other additional questions, you can feel free to email me at any time related to AT and AAC products. John is also John, J-O-N. No, he isn't. He's J Carbo. He's J K-A-R-B-O at attainmentcompany.com if in fact you have additional questions related to any of the apps. And be sure to stop by the booth to see GoTalk Wow, because the Wow will be coming out at the end of January for the Apple Watch. So we look forward to seeing those of you who can make it to stop and pick up a free gift at ATIA from us. And otherwise, please feel free to be in touch with us as needed. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Thank you everyone for attending this webinar. On behalf of Amy and myself, she is currently on vacation, so this is my first time playing Amy, so I hope I was okay. I know I kind of took the back burner for a while, but I'm not used to doing this kind of thing. So I hope it was okay, and have a fun-filled trip in ATIA. I won't be there this year, and go see Joni at the Attainment booth. Thanks for joining.